Hello, everybody. If you're on Facebook Live, then we are here with you live. And those of you who are going to see us later, we will be on Leverage Edu TV. Today, we are here with another session of our peer success stories. I'm speaking on behalf of Leverage Edu, India's top-ranking university admission service. What do? They help you to go from the dream that you have of a university you want to go to. They help you to set your goals. They help you to find your best aptitude. They do fitment for you through data analysis of what you feed in as information. They help you to set your goals, and they help you through a head coach to reach your goal and your dream university. With that in mind, I'm here. Dr. Maina Chawla Singh. I'm an academic. I have taught both in India and abroad in several countries. The last stint I had was in the US, where I taught at Georgetown and American universities. With that in mind, I bring to you an educator's perspective so that you can understand that when you're going to study abroad at a university, I can bring in some of my perspectives and some of my learnings from the experience I have. We've done many sessions which discuss destinations, which discuss what you can do to brand yourself, create a great a personal essay, how to brand yourself when you're looking for admission. We also do stories where we showcase how there has been great success that some of you have experienced and have reached your destination and are about to leave. So I have with me today one of those students who has been with us at Leverage Edu on a journey through trying to reach the university that she wanted, and she has reached. She is very thrilled, and we are very thrilled with her. Kavyasree, hello, and very welcome. So I'm going to introduce Kavya to you through her, a little bit about her background and then her journey, so that stories of peer success can help students who are thinking of study abroad about how best to avoid some of the pitfalls and how to optimize their talents, how to optimize their skills, how to target the universities they want, and how best to save time and reach where they want to reach. And also how best to make use of counseling. Because if you come in with certain clarity, then you can reach your destination much better. So we'll have Kavya here with us. Hello, Kavya.
Hi, Mom.
So Kavya, I'm going to make this introduction interesting by just posing one-word questions so that we know a little bit about your background. So Kavya, where are you just now?
I'm in Hyderabad right now.
Okay, so where did you do your high school and what were the subjects you were studying?
My undergraduation is in Maina Jyoti. It is in Hyderabad, and my subject is computer science.
Okay, and have you been working after that?
Yes, I've been working 2 years after that in DBS Asia Hub, and I've also done an internship in my final year.
Excellent. So we have long answers to my short questions, and we get a lot about her background. And then when was it that you came to Leverage Edu? While you were working?
Yes, while I was working, it's almost like last year, November, 2020, November, when I actually contacted Leverage Edu.
Excellent, excellent. So now, where are you off to?
I'm off to UC Davis, University of California, Davis.
Fabulous. We are so excited for you because we know that's a premier school, University of California, Davis. We know that University of California has a number of campuses, and Davis is among the best. We have Irvine, we have Davis, we have many, many campuses. And so this is the one you have, and you're going for a master's in computer science, am I right?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me, how many months was your journey in counseling with Leverage Edu?
From November to till now, I have support. I still have support for also finding roommates and also the visa process. So from November to now.
Excellent.
Till I fly off.
So you were with us for a few months, and you, of course, dealt with different departments and different people. So what would you say were you very clear about your goals when you came for counseling? You knew clearly what degree you wanted to go for, and had you in your mind already a short list of universities?
I was contemplating between Masters of Engineering Management and Computer Science, Masters in Computer Science.
Okay.
So I was in between. I was not sure about anything yet. So actually, first, when I started off, computer science was a backup. Not actually, it was not my goal, but it was just that I applied for Masters in Engineering Management and also Computer Science. And through my journey and all the experiences and also the goal clarity session made me clear that I actually need computer science, Masters in Computer Science right now. So I'm off to computer science at UC Davis now.
Excellent. So you're actually saying to me that you knew pretty much what you wanted to do, but you had in your head, you had two options.
Yes.
And then you went through a process where you were able to decide which of those two options was going to be appropriate for you.
Yes.
And what do you think helped you to decide that? Was it the results of the kinds of psychometric tests you did, or was it conversations? I'm trying to understand what part of the process, not who, but what part of the process.
It's actually a mix up of the process, the psychometric test and the goal clarity session, and also the job analysis, like what degree has what opportunities, or how can I know the requirements. Also, including goal clarity session, everyone I met in Leverage Edu was so proficient about their their subject or their domain. Like I never thought that I can actually research market, a job market right now from here. So after I met in Leverage Edu, I had a clarity that I can also do it from here. I can also know the requirements of the roles which I wanted to do, and also how many opportunities, or actually how much I can achieve. So all these made it clear that for me right now, computer science is the best fit.
So it's interesting, you mentioned many parts of the process, and sometimes students tend to think that if you're coming for counseling, then you're basically going to help with, get help with writing the essay and writing the application. But you mentioned many other parts just now, which actually must have come much before the application process.
Yes.
So do you want to tell me about three of those processes? For example, you said goal setting. So tell me about goal setting. You also mentioned about something about the market. So and job market. How was the goal setting done? Was it done through paperwork, through meeting? And then how did you come to know about the prospects of the job market? Tell me about these two.
They give me some set of questions where we actually introspect ourselves, whether going for masters or whatever degree we want to go, is it actually needed, or what is my thinking behind it? I really got a clarity, like why am I going to masters, or why did I choose masters? So first, self introspection document helped me. And then it made a bit clear why would I want to go for masters, why would I want to pursue, because many of them are not very clear. It's like everyone is going, you're going, or one of the reason can be that, or one of the reason could be just going to US is like a bit a fad now. So but actually when I filled out the self introspection document, I realized that not only those reasons, but I had many other reasons to actually pursue masters. So one of them was actually I wanted to make my knowledge broader in the aspect of software engineering, and I want to took up roles like software architect or product manager at first. So that's the reason I wanted to pursue masters. So when I wrote it in the software self-introspection document, it was a bit more clear. And after that, when I took a psychometric test, it also said that I am fit for something like product manager or a software engineer or a mathematician, which I'm not completely okay, but they were very accurate. All the suggestions were very accurate, and the personality test also. Like I had a personality test also in the psychometric test. Like what am I? What are my strengths? What are my weakness? So when in the psychometric test, it's the strengths and weakness. I actually I got to know about my strengths, which not just googling and writing it down in the resume or something. So also it helped me. And in the goal clarity session, they are not only like whether we are like we can achieve or not. I had seen the results, or in the LinkedIn I have searched for the job market. In the goal clarity session, it was more clear why like how can I reach it, and I have also checked through the requirements. So I thought these sessions wouldn't help me much because I already know that I'm going to do computer science or engineering management, but it really made a bit clear, more clarity and awareness in me. These sessions were also important. And also the writing essays, obviously top notch at Leverage Edu. Like editing, the way that I first drafted and the editing, and also it was a process. Not only like once I send a draft and I get a story. It's not like that. It was a process to add whatever I can. And how did I write a story or a scholarship essay? My head coach was Smriti. She was wonderful with me.
Thank you. You said something very interesting here, which is that through the goal setting and through the psychometric tests, what you said to me was that the process actually used psychology as well as machine learning, because
Yes.
they put in the data, and your data, the results of that data actually showed you.
Yes.
And what you might have been thinking was probably not the top priority.
Yes.
That actually they were able to deduce in an objective way through data analysis, and they gave you the results to say, we think this is what it is. So it's
Yes.
not like somebody was persuading you, but that you were learning about yourself and getting clarity actually by interacting with yourself, which is a very interesting thing, because very often people feel, oh, I'm going to speak to somebody and they're going to give me gyan, they're going to give me advice. But you're actually saying that when I wrote things about myself, when I responded to questions, is when I got the answers that I was looking for. And then, you said that clarity helped you also to learn more about your own aptitude.
Yes.
And then you said something which I also find very interesting is very often people think that writing essays is not difficult. I'll write about myself. Well, everybody who's filling an application will tell you that is not true.
Yes.
That you need a really good essay to be able to brand yourself. On the other hand, there are students who think that somebody else will write that essay. I'm sorry, that is terrible, because that is plagiarism. And the thing is, when you arrive there, people will know very quickly that somebody else wrote that essay, because that's not you. You will not get the grades. You will never be that professional. So what you said was interesting, that you wrote what you had to write, but you were helped and supported to make it better, which is really part of the learning process, that people help you with editing. And editing is not the same as plagiarism. People don't write it for you. Even as an author, I can say that when we write books, we need editors, because we can't always self-edit. It's much easier to edit somebody else's writing, because we are all biased in our heads about our own writing. So I've got some interesting things here from what you said, which I hope will help a lot of other people as they are looking at the process of counseling. Which has many different stages, because it's easy to say, oh, wow, you're going to that university, but you're unpacking to us the journey that you went through in those many months, which had many different components. So if you look at, for example, the programming that you learn, this was a program by itself, which had many, many different components of that journey. So, tell me something. Did you feel a lack of motivation sometimes? Did you feel pressure? How did you deal with that?
Definitely, because applying for US universities is not just like writing GRE, TOEFL, or IELTS and write an SOP and apply. No, it has a very long process. Like everything is a journey. Writing GRE or TOEFL is a journey, and after applying is a big journey than the exams. When I thought I have completed with GRE and IELTS, I thought it won't be a big process, or it's okay, major part is done. But no, major part just starts with the application. So when I was applying, yes, a lot of times I felt depressed, or it was overwhelming because I was also working. Many of the times I used to like work just before the deadline, half an hour before deadline, I used to submit the application. So I was very scared because some universities do it first come first serve admits. So I was very scared.
Excellent. So what is the advice you would give? Because you were a working professional, and most people who are going for masters are working professionals. I interviewed somebody else 2 weeks ago. She's in Rochester doing an MBA. And she also said that at the end of a day of work, I would sit down and then start writing the application or doing various parts, and it would be so late and I was so tired. So I'm coming back to my question. How do you stay motivated? What is the advice you can give to other students who are going to be in that journey for the next few months for the next intake?
The advice is like, just think about how did you start and why did you want to go. Okay. It will really help you stay motivated, because when I started, it was like my work was going monotonous, and and I wanted a bit more deeper roles, or the roles which I wanted. So whenever my work used to be monotonous, it used to fuel my motivation more.
That is so beautifully, yes. That is so beautifully phrased. You said every time I was doing something monotonous, I would say to myself, I need to get out of this. And the only way to get out of this is to get there. Yes. And that's really wonderful advice for everybody who's writing. And you're right in saying that, yes, we do. When we are overwhelmed, we get depressed, we feel we can't do anything. And how to give yourself a shot in the arm to say, okay, now I'm going to get up, pull up my socks and run again, right? And so this is, remind yourselves, I'm saying this to everybody, remind yourselves where you are and where you want to go. So that's going to be your path. Very well said. Thank you. So I want to say, in order of importance, I'm mentioning a few things here. Everyone says that doing research on colleges is very important. Managing time is very important. Balancing work priorities is very important. And then seeking peer support is very important. So out of these, which do you think is the most important, or what was the most important for you?
For me, it's time management, because seeking motivation or inspiration from peers is also an important, but it's not every time that you get a peer who motivates you. So time management is in our hands. So I think it's the most important, and also seeking the working priorities. It's also in our hands, so we can choose it. So, and peer is also very important. If you get a peer community where you stay motivated, then it's the best gift you have in your masters. And research, when it comes to research, I'm not into much of research. So I would put it at the last. Okay. But if anyone is interested in research, PhD, then definitely it's the first for them.
Excellent. Actually, my question about research was doing research on colleges before you finalize. Did you feel it was important for you? Was that important for you?
Yes, very important, because as I said, just that I had priorities for me. So I thought my university should not be very research oriented. I also wanted a bit of latest technologies which will help me in my next work when I do. So researching about colleges are very important, like about the curriculum. Curriculum is the most important when we research. Like, is the curriculum interesting you? You are going for masters. If you already had a BTech degree, you had the basics, but curriculum excites you when you are doing masters. Not only the university name, university brand, but also the curriculum excites you, and also the fee structure, whether it's financially viable for you. And also the professors, are they working towards what you are interested? Like, if you are interested in machine learning, maybe the professors, are they working in that? So also researching about that helps.
So Kavya, tell me, Are you already clear about the courses you're signing up for the first term?
Yes.
Excellent. So I wanted to say this to everybody else that, when you're leaving, when your admits come, you already have to sign up for a few of the initial courses. What does that mean? That during the application process, if you have not looked carefully, you will just in a haphazard way waste time and end up in courses that you don't like so much. And you'll be looking and saying, oh my God, I didn't realize there was this other really fascinating course. And before you realize, 1/4 of your master's degree will be over because that's one semester. So again, to repeat, the research on colleges does not just mean where it is or what's the ranking. You need to see what's there. And Kavya, you said something very interesting which should be useful for other people, which is that you were looking to see what part of masters in computer science they are doing. Are they connected to industry? Are they connected to research? Do they have programming strength? What is the part they have? Because if you were interested in machine learning, who is interested in what? And that's what you need to see. And it's very easy to find the courses that are being taught, because I'll tell you from my own experience that at US universities, they ask, when you're teaching there, they used to ask us to give our preferences for what we want to teach 18 months before we teach them. So 1 year before the courses are up on the roster, we have decided and committed. We know 18 months before what we are teaching. So if you are going for a program as a student for study abroad, you can actually pick and choose 2 semesters of your courses because they're all up on the board. And if you don't pick the best ones for yourself, there's nobody else to blame but you, right? So don't do that. So I think this is very useful because what you said just now was that you need to check out the profs. Many universities, especially in the US, will attract professors so that they're on the roster because they know that students will want to work with certain professors and be drawn to them. So it's not just the program, it's the courses, and it's also the professors. I'm going to go back to something else you said, Kavya, which you said, yes, peer support is nice if you can get it, but it's not the most important thing because you can't always rely on your friends to motivate you. You've done a job, you've done a BTech, you must be 23, 24, 25, 26 years old. It's time you took charge, right? So you have to take charge of your own motivation. And Kavya, that experience, that learning is very, very important. And like other people I have interviewed, you have validated for us the importance of what we always stress, which is managing your time. And, we keep saying, oh, time management skills, and everybody thinks, oh, we are fed up of hearing that. There is no substitute and there is no way out of it. And I was speaking to one of the students who I said, I've interviewed her and she has joined her MBA program. And I spoke to her a week after she landed in the US. And I said, what's the downside? And she said, nothing. I said, what are the stresses? She said, time management. So I want to say on that note that, whatever you have said for us has been really useful and very wonderful. Kavya, when are you leaving? In a few weeks, your visa is done?
Yes, my visa is done. August 24th is my flight.
Excellent. Excellent. We wish you all the very best. We wish you a great flight and we wish you a great landing at Davis. And I'm sure you'll have a great time. Do you have anything you want to say to students who are thinking of going for any masters through study abroad? Is there anything you want to say? 1 or 2 things.
Yes, definitely. I have to say, because most of the time when you get a job here and earning a pretty bit well, then many of them would say, why masters? You're already well off here. But actually, it's your mindset and your goal to do, and you know where you want to go. It's not the others who actually do, because it also took me time for also convincing my parents, also my relatives, my parents. So be strong that if you want to do, I know there'll be many reasons not to do, but just stick on to what you want to do and really be motivated about it. And as you said, as you mentioned, have you been depressed or low? But there will be many points as such. And also, I also want to tell about the rejection point. Yeah, when you get rejected by a university, it's not just the ineligibility or something is missing from you. In US, the universities see a lot of things. Also, like they see if you fit, if your personality fits the university or your goals fit the university. Will you reach the goals which you mentioned in your SOP through the master's program? So there's a lot of factors. Just don't feel bad when you're rejected by a university. Just make it sure that you get a university which you want, and you'll be very happy. Because when I was applying for UC Davis, I had got universities which are better than that, but UC Davis just skipped my heartbeat because it's a highly collaborative environment and low student to faculty ratio. So that really excited me. So there are many universities for you. Ranking is just, yeah, there's ranking, but it's not the whole metric, as you said. So don't get low when you get rejected from high ranking universities or any university as such.
You've said thank you, Kavya. You've said some really important things, and I'm going to pull them out from what you said. One is, don't just get complacent because you have a job. You have a job now and you're in your early 20s, and guess what? If you don't upskill and get the next level, you will be stuck in your 30s. You won't be able to move from there. So your 20s will be great, and then people will overtake you and you will not have optimized your skills and your qualifications. Number one. The second thing you said was rejection from a university is not rejection of you.
Yes.
It is rejection of a fit. And this is a large ocean. There are many opportunities for you to swim. So that's my second thing. The third thing is, you said, when you've set your goal and you're looking far ahead into the distance and saying, I'm going to get there. I'm not going to postpone it. I'm going to do it in the next 1 year or the next 18 months. Then be prepared to persuade people around you. And if you are convinced and you're committed and you're serious, you will be able to overcome that. If you're not able to, it probably means that you don't feel strong enough. Maybe you're feeling weak. Your motivation is weak. So we are back to motivation. And motivation is not about listening to motivational speeches and reading motivational quotes, which are all over the place these days during the pandemic. That motivation has to come from you.
Yes.
And when you really want something, you put your will and your best efforts into it. So Kavya, thank you so much. With this, we've had such a wonderful conversation, and we come to the end of this, and we send you virtual hugs and lots of good wishes. And we hope that you will reach there safely and really rock it. So go crush that program and come back and do great things again here. So thank you very much for being part of Leverage Edu. We are proud of you and happy to see you go to your dreams. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.